guys, Nick Drossos, and welcome to another episode of Fit Over 40. And we got our favorite dietitian, Tracy Satov, is back. We made a couple of videos, and we already got so many questions. Tracy, thank you for coming back on.
Pleasure.
And Tracy, you read the comments. You saw that we got a lot of them that we're going to have to make a lot of videos in the future. And one of them is, how do you pick a protein powder? What is the best protein powder? How do you pick one, choose one? When you go to the store, there's shelves of them. So can you help us break it down or help us clear up a little bit of the questions and what we need to be looking for when we're picking a protein powder?
For sure. So I'm going to talk about the main protein powders that we see today. And it's really what you want to do is why specifically you're choosing the protein powder. So typically you'll always see number one, whey and casein, right? So you see whey protein. So whey and casein are both from the cow, and it's the protein that's in the milk. So whey protein is supposed to be the most digestible, absorbable for building muscle. So if you're a person who's drinking the smoothie because you want to build muscle strength, then I suggest go for a whey protein powder. And you want to make sure that you have it an hour post your workout. And you also want to make sure that the first ingredient says whey, right? That's the key thing in all of our protein powders that we're going to talk about, is that the number one ingredient is the kind that we're looking for. So there's whey isolates, there's all different kinds, but you really want to choose whey protein if you're trying to build those muscles. Casein is the other part of the protein that's in cow's milk. Casein is also very good, but the digestion is a little bit slower. So it's better if you want to build muscle, but also use it as like a protein meal replacement. Because digestion is slower, I'm going to be fuller longer and still get the protein benefits from it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when we're looking at protein powders, we want to make sure protein. So we know from animals, we get 100% of the amino acids, essential and non-essential, that we need to build muscle, So we have whey of casein. Then you're going to see also egg white protein. That's great. It's digestible. It's very good for you. It's slower than the whey in the digestion, faster than the casein, and it's from eggs, not from an actual cow. So depending on where your verdict is on how you feel about eating eggs in your diet or not eating eggs in your diet, that's a great choice. If you're not choosing to eat any cow or animal products, it's still an egg substitute. Well, it's egg whites. Yeah. The next one, and again, the first thing you want is to make sure it says egg whites.
So whatever it says, you want to make sure it's the first one.
Absolutely. That's exactly what you're looking for.
If it's second or third on the list, then what does that mean?
So whenever you're looking at an ingredient list, it's by weight. So the first thing you want it to be whey or casein or whatever we're choosing, because that means that the most abundant ingredients in your food is the number one thing that you're eating. So if I'm eating whey, I want to make sure that the number one is whey, not artificial flavoring. When it comes to the next product, I was going to say like a soy protein, you want non-GMO, you want to make sure it's organic, so depending on what you're choosing, you definitely want the number one to be what you're looking for. And then obviously when it's certain things that we're eating in our diet, we are going to want to do organic to make sure that there's no pesticides, hormones, or any in the foods that we're eating. So soy is a great plant-based protein powder. It's the only one that we have right now that's a complete protein, because soybeans are a complete protein for adults. Okay. So that means that it has all the essential and non-essential amino acids that make up a protein. So soy is great. We like it as well, especially for those who are a vegetarian. Now, if someone, let's say, is a vegetarian and has digestive issues or is allergic to soy, then you have pea protein. Pea protein is, you've seen it. Like these are things that we see all the time. So pea protein, now it's not a complete protein. So you can still use it as a substitute. You can still use it to have some protein in it, but it's not having all the essential nutrients. So you'd have to pair it with something. And it's like easy. Like you can use rice milk in your smoothie with your pea protein, and then it becomes a complete protein.
Yeah.
So you can pair it with certain things that you have. You just need to know that it's not a complete protein, but most likely if you pair it with most foods, you'll get the other complete proteins that you need to make it essential. And then the other one is hemp. I think a lot of people see hemp protein.
Yeah.
So that one also is a very good vegetarian source, but it's not so much as protein as it's more for a healthy lifestyle. So that one isn't so heavy on protein, but there's so many other good things. There's fiber, there's omega-3 fatty acids. So that's really good for, I'm on the go, I'm trying to eat a healthy living or a healthy lifestyle, and I don't feel like having that extra protein. I don't need that extra protein. I just want a very satisfying meal replacement. Then I can add hemp into my smoothie and I'll be more satisfied and have more protein, fiber, and omega-3 fatty acids.
Wow. And what's the ratio of you want to be looking at a protein versus the other ingredients?
So again, you don't want to have any artificial, you don't want to have extra carbohydrates, you don't want to have any extra fat. So all the time when there's extra flavoring, like the chocolate, all those types, unless it's natural, like there's no flavor or vanilla, there could be added ingredients to this that you don't necessarily want.
And that you're in the list as you go along, right?
Well, that's the other thing. Ideally, what you really want is a protein powder, most likely organic, very few ingredients. You want it to be number one, the powder that you're looking for, and you want to be able to pronounce the other ingredients so you know exactly what you're consuming. As soon as they start adding extra stuff for flavoring, for color, you then know that they're adding artificial things to your protein powder that isn't what you want, because all you want is the actual protein powder.
Do you recommend them to your patients?
It depends on what their lifestyles are, to be honest with you. If they're one of those that, is grabbing and going and want to make sure that they're having a suffice, like they only have time in the morning to do a smoothie in the morning, then I absolutely say grab that protein powder. I will most likely choose whey. If the person doesn't has no problem having coming from an animal, those are usually organic. Those don't have any additives into it, the ones that we choose. In that sense, then absolutely it's easy to go. But I also feel that in our diet, we get a lot of protein. So I don't actually think we need that extra protein. Like I don't need the extra protein in a snack, let's just say, like a smoothie with that. I don't think we all need, because it's so much protein, because I think we get enough protein in our diet. But if it's a meal replacement, then I think absolutely, I'd say maybe casein at that point, because they'd be fuller for longer. And that will be a good breakfast choice if they wanted to have a little smoothie with their oatmeal, so they get everything together and they're able to be fuller for longer.
Is there anything that, when you're looking at it, is there anything that is there a red flag that as soon as I see on the container, I'm like, no?
To me, it's if the number one ingredient isn't the protein powder that you're looking for, okay. Right? Because then I know right off the bat that it's not what I'm looking for. I want this to be as pure as it possibly can be, and it won't be if the number one ingredient is not the protein powder that I'm looking for.
And the organic protein powder, the plant-based, is it as effective as the other ones when they?
So organic, so like when there's certain things, when I'm talking casein and whey, I would choose organic because I don't want any of the pesticides that could be in there or the hormones. Soy, I would choose organic too. Egg whites, I don't necessarily need it to be organic. However, what a lot of times I find is that it's not organic. They add so many things to the ingredient list that I'd rather pay the extra price, get the organic, just to avoid all the other additives that I don't need in my diet.
Awesome. Tracy, I think one last question, actually. When is the best time to take your protein shake? It's a basic question. When is it? I guess it's
so post-workout. They always say, because when you're actually working out, you're breaking down your muscle, and it's afterwards that you're rebuilding your muscle. So if the protein's readily available an hour after workouts, the protein synthesis would work better, and your muscle recuperation will be better as well.
Awesome. So guys, let us know what you think. Leave us a comment in the box. What is the next topic you guys want us to talk about with Tracy? If you have any other questions on nutrition, I think the next one we're going to be talking about inflammation, how to reduce inflammation. And we had somebody asking that question, and it's a good one. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Tracy, where can they find you?
TracySatovNutrition.com.
Excellent, guys. I'll put the link in the bottom, so make sure to check out Tracy. And we'll see you guys next time.